This is the third of several videos that are designed to prepare you for the upcoming Clark County caucuses and conventions. In this video, we'll briefly cover the following three objectives. Viewers will understand the basics of the current Clark County Republican Party platform, the timeline and process for it to be updated, and the committee responsible for presenting amendments to the county convention delegates. The current party platform has 10 planks. They are individual rights, property rights, healthcare, education, economic freedom, government reform, transportation, spending and taxes, national sovereignty and defense, and crime and justice. Each of these topics is ripe for discussion and input. In the aftermath of the pandemic, a number of other topics need to be addressed, such as healthcare and government control. For example, Governor Jay Inslee locked down the state for 975 days and implemented unconstitutional vaccine mandates, all of which harmed our hospitals, churches, and businesses. That should never happen again. Of course, you can add in education, as public schools were closed for far longer than necessary. In addition, inappropriate and academically questionable topics like critical race theory, comprehensive sex education, gender identity, and equity are being taught to children without parental knowledge or input. Public safety is near the top of people's concerns. The inability of our police officers to pursue criminals has caused crime to increase significantly. Rampant drug use by homeless drug addicts adds to people's safety concerns, not to mention the failure of current government programs to actually reduce the addiction crisis. Our open southern border has allowed tens of millions to enter our country illegally, putting strains on scarce local community resources. In addition, fentanyl is freely entering the country, flooding our cities and threatening everyone, including innocent children. Citizens' right to protect themselves, their families, and their private property is under assault as the state legislature and complicit courts continue to restrict people's right to bear arms with no objective evidence that this has any positive effect on violent crime. We're witnessing a drive to apply tolls to roads that have already been paid for. Special interest politicians are proposing to spend $7.5 billion to replace an overcongested 3-lane interstate bridge with another 3-lane bridge and pay for it through tolls. Citizens are harmed by paying an additional 50-cent tax or more on their gas or diesel fuel. The Jay Inslee carbon tax does nothing to clean up the environment, and it harms hard-working low- and middle-income families the most. These are just scratching the surface, but, as you can see, there's a lot to consider when updating our platform. Caucus attendees will be invited to review the platform and suggest modifications and updates at the precinct caucuses on January 13th. There will be forms to fill out with their suggested changes. Those comment forms will be given to the platform committee, which will consider and recommend suggested changes between the precinct caucuses and the county convention on February 3rd. Time is short, so to get a head start on reviewing the platform, please go to clarkrepublicans.org/party-platform. Please note that the form for platform comments at the precinct caucuses will also ask attendees if they would like the opportunity to either casually observe and make comments to the platform committee as it works, or serve on it in an official manner. This committee will be made up of interested Republicans who will dig in and review all of the platform changes that were submitted. This will take a lot of discussion and debate to get it right. It'll also require the team to listen to all arguments to make the best decision they can. Since the precinct caucus is on January 13th and the county convention is on February 3rd, there's just a short time to review, refine, and decide on what should be presented to the delegates. Remember that the delegates are the ones who decide what will or will not be adopted in the final platform. The committee members are only making suggestions. At the convention, this process is relatively slow and cumbersome because of the need to allow for debate among more than 1,000 delegates, so it's critical that the platform committee does a lot of the work beforehand to cut down on needless wordsmithing and debate due to inarticulately worded submissions. If this sounds like something you'd like to do, You can sign up on the form at the Precinct Caucus, or you can start early by emailing the platform chair, Kirk Van Gelder, at vandad12@gmail.com and asking to be on the committee. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the near future. As always, go to clarkrepublicans.org, your source for all the latest caucus and convention details, including dates for in-person training.